is Kratos, the brutal, powerful, and tortured anti-hero, god of war. His journey begins as a mortal Spartan captain, feared by his enemies for his ruthless tactics and cunning strategy.
Burn this village! Burn it to the ground!
But he will confront his biggest opponent yet, his own guilt over an unspeakable act of savagery. As he faces the creatures and gods of ancient Greece in his quest for redemption, he will traverse a world steeped in thousands of years of mythology and legend. Join us as we walk in the footsteps of one of today's most recognizable characters and learn his true ties with Greek mythology. Be a witness as thousands of years of ancient Greece collide with a 21st century icon and discover the facts as we unearth the legend of Kratos. Ancient Greece, the birthplace of Western ideology and culture. It was here that the art of Athenian tragedy and theater was developed and perfected. Tragedy, it is the storytelling genre that has shaped much of Western drama, and it is the foundation of the story of God of War.
One of the main features of a Greek tragedy is that it contains a tragic hero. And usually it's a male. There are some females that would count, but in most cases it's going to be a male character who does something wrong.
A tragic hero is a character from Greek mythology who is usually a person of high social standing, often somebody who's on a path towards greatness, has a strong character, but something will go wrong and he'll veer off on a path towards tragedy.
So a number of Greek heroes share these qualities. We can look at Hercules, Jason, Theseus, we have Perseus, and they embody these traits of achieving an almost godlike status themselves, typically through the help of the gods.
As the greatest captain of the Spartan army, Kratos maintained a fearsome reputation of ruthlessness and brutality. He garnered respect and awe by showing no mercy in his methods.
They've built this temple to offer prayers to Athena! This entire village stands as an affront to Lord Ares! Burn this village! Burn it to the ground!
But Kratos has one fatal flaw, known to Greek tragedy as hamartia.
Aristotle wrote a book called The Poetics, and in that he gives us a formula for Greek tragedy. In the Poetics, he said that a good tragic hero makes a mistake, and he used the word hamartia.
The idea of hamartia is that a character will, sometimes through no fault of his own, will make a mistake or some kind of error in judgment, which leads to a tragic downfall.
The tragic hero has a flaw running through him, some moral blind spot that prevents him from recognizing his own fallibility, his own weakness. So as he tries to accomplish great things, sooner or later he's going to misfire and create a terrible disaster.
The thing that really leads to Kratos' downfall is his need for victory. He wants to be the best on the battlefield, and he's going to do whatever it takes.
I think it's actually more of a contemporary tale than it is classical in that how much will you sacrifice? I think the theme was how much will you sacrifice to get what you want, and he ultimately sacrifices his family.
Where the barbarian king's about to defeat him, and he signs a pact with Ares at that point, and you're not really concerned about anything else except for having the barbarian king's head for himself.
Ares! Destroy my enemies, and my life is yours.
As a result of this one terminal flaw of character, his greed for victory, Kratos starts a chain of events that would lead to his lifelong condemnation of guilt. As a servant of Ares, he butchers all those who oppose his new master. And a new weapon is bestowed by Ares, befitting his servant. The Blades of Chaos, eternally chained to Kratos as a reminder of his debt to the god of war. And so the relationship between mortal and god flourishes, founded upon a shared sense of brutality and violence. Until Kratos encounters that one fateful village loyal to Athena.
Beware, Kratos. The dangers in the temple are greater than you know.
Now, in some cases, the mistake is bad. For instance, somebody who really thinks that they're better than the gods, that they can outwit the gods, and then the mistake moves from being hamartia to being hubris.
Hubris is defined as pride or arrogance. It's basically an overreaching when a human being behaves beyond his station.
So Kratos is about to walk into the temple that's going to change his life. And the oracle's there, and she warns him, you know, if you go in here, you're going to suffer a severe and extreme punishment.
With hubris in his heart, Kratos pridefully ignores the oracle's admonition and slaughters his way through the temple. It was, however, a tragic mistake.
My wife, my child, how? They were left in Sparta.
With his own hand, the Spartan captain unknowingly slays the only people he has ever cared for. A sin that not only stains his soul for eternity, but also leaves an indelible mark on his own body.
From this night forward, the mark of your terrible deed will be visible to all. The ashes of your wife and child will remain fastened to your skin, never to be removed.
Titans means gray, white earth, or clay. This may have something to do with an ancient ritual of mourning where people smear ashes over their body, giving themselves a grayish appearance.
His skin whitened by the ashes of his guilt, Kratos would be known forevermore as the ghost of Sparta. But while most Greek tragedies conclude with the downfall of the hero, the story of Kratos and god of war actually begins where the tragedy would end. With the guilt over the death of his family bearing down on his soul, Kratos discovers who is ultimately responsible for their murders.
You are becoming all I'd hoped you'd be, Kratos. Now, with your wife and child dead, nothing will hold you back. You'll become even stronger. You will become death itself. Ares!
Ares, the god of war, is known for his relentless rage. You just never knew when the guy would just snap, break off, start a fight with someone, start a war somewhere.
He really represents the kind of passion of violence and war. He's very ruthless. He's a very unpopular god. Even though he's an important god, he's one of the Olympians, he's the most hated.
In Athens, where even now my brother Ares lays siege, as we speak, Athens is on the verge of destruction. It is the will of Ares my great city fall. Zeus has forbidden the gods from waging war on each other. That is why it must be you, Kratos. Only a mortal trained by a god has a chance at defeating Ares.
And with that decree, Kratos finds himself caught between one of mythology's greatest rivalries.
There's a long-standing animosity between Ares and Athena. It represents the eternal resentment of brute strength against shrewd strategy that overcomes it.
Athena, being the half-sister of Ares, is also revered as a warrior goddess, a goddess of warfare, but completely in contrast with Ares. While she represented the more intelligent, strategic, defensive warfare, Ares was all-out attack, aggression, chaos, bloodshed.
And in the mighty battle between the two siblings, an oracle informs Kratos that there is but one weapon that can stop Ares from destroying Athens.
Choose your enemies wisely, Kratos. Your brute strength alone will not be enough to destroy Ares. Only one item in the world will allow you to defeat a god. Pandora's box.
In Greek mythology, women are actually a separate creation. And to punish men, Zeus ordered that a woman be created. And the first woman is Pandora. In addition to this, they gave her a jar.
The Greeks actually